Okay, I am here today and sanding the scales on the handles of my knife, and I would normally do this with a desktop sander, but my big sander is broken, so I've had to use a small portable one here, and I've mounted it on my workbench with some clamps, one here and one over here. And what I'm doing, this is a 3" by 18 belt sander. And what I'm doing is actually shaping the handle or the scales on my knife so I can get it for a better grip and also to make it look good. And I've got a pattern that I had written down and drawn, and I'm going to go by this pattern, and at least I've got a plan on what I want the knife to look like. And I just wanted to give you just an idea of what I'm doing here and kind of show you what I'm doing here. So this particular sander has got a lock button on it, so I can start it up. It'll lock up, and what I'll do with the knife here, I've got my blade protected, and I'll go ahead and demonstrate the sanding here and show you what the results is. Now, of course, I've already sanded this off, and just to kind of show you what it looks like, um, I actually designed, like I said, the profile. You can kind of see here how I've got some two indentations here where I can get it and really hold the knife really good. So that's working fine. And again, instead of using my normal silver nickel pins that I'm going to use, I've just put some dowels through the holes just temporarily so I can do the sanding here. But this is what it looks like. This is the ink injected Coco Bolo, and it's really turning out really nice. And again, it looks symmetrical here the way I've got this here, and I'm not using any fancy measuring tools or anything like that. I'll just sand for a few minutes and take a look and see. And the way I'm getting these indentations is actually using the curved end of the sander belt here and actually placing the knife there just to get into the wood on both sides like that. And I'm doing it in the two different spaces. And then of course I'm using the belt itself to round the edges of the knife so it feels better. So now what I'm ready to do is for my final fine sanding, and buffing of the blade, gluing the handles on, the scales on for the handle, and sharpening the knife. So let's go ahead and start with the final sanding of the blade and also the scales. Okay, I've just taken my tape off here and a few little pieces here. Then I'm going to take my little pocket knife and put the edge of the blade right up under the scales just to start working it out. And you can see how it's coming apart here. And set my scales aside. And again, this is the wooden dowels that I've had here. Take it apart. Oh, that came apart fairly easy. I got to clean those off. Okay. Kind of get it clean there a little bit here. What I'm going to do now is just get some 180 grit sandpaper and some 220 grit sandpaper, and just sand my blade and some on my tangs. The only reason I'm going to sand my tang again is to make sure I get some good adhesive when I epoxy my scales on. So basically all I'm going to do is kind of basically the sanding that I did earlier. And let's go ahead and I'll do my tang real fast first. I just sand my tang, again using the little sanding tool that I've got here. Now I got my 180 here. So what I'll do is that I'm just going to go through one direction, just get this sanded off and clean to a certain extent, and I'll do this on both sides, and then I'll go ahead and reverse it, and then what I'll do is start sanding my blade a little bit. And again, the only reason I'm sanding my blade right now is I've got I won't make a mistake of sanding my scales when I'm doing this. So I'm looking for any large scratches, anything left over from the heating tempering process that still may be on here. And again, using the 180, and then I'll go by through the 220 a little bit later, is just to sand this in one direction like so. Make sure that I don't see any large scratches that I can get out right now while my handles or scales are not on there. And then I'll use a 220 to sand like this. And I'll actually start filling a little edge on here. It's not going to be sharp, but the beginning of the edge of the blade, which is a good thing. It'll just make it easier to sharpen whenever I'm ready for that. So as soon as I start sanding this, I'll be ready to put on my scales on my handles. I'll epoxy that, and then I'll do the final sanding on my scales. Shouldn't take too long. Those are very smooth as it is. I'll sand a little bit more here, and then I'll glue it on and go ahead and polyurethane my handle. Then all I'll have left is to maybe sand or polish a little bit more and do my sharpening. So when I'm ready to glue my scales on, I'll be back.